Thursday, March 20th edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Spring officially arrives this afternoon, and we have some spring-like temperatures on the way over the next few days, but we are not finished at all with winter temperatures and possibly winter weather. Let's go through that here in today's edition of the video. There's a look at the numbers from yesterday as we began to slowly crawl out of that wedge. That's the highs across the region. As is always the case, the wedge and the clouds associated with it, very, very stubborn to try to erode. That was the visible satellite imagery as we went through yesterday. Mountains got into some sunshine, but the sun was very slow to work in elsewhere across the region. Currently, we're looking at a lot of 40s on the board for those temperatures this morning, but take a peek at our wind directions here. They are out of the west and southwest where we do have some winds this morning, and that's going to be bringing in some warmer temperatures. The radar quiet, and it's quiet all across the southeastern part of the country. Now we do have this little band of some mainly high-level clouds moving through the Carolinas this morning. That's with the cold front. That will depart, and we're going to be left with really a good-looking weather setup as we go through the next couple of days. So that cold front zips to the east. In the wake of it, high pressure moves on in. And we're going to be looking at a lot of sunshine here. Here's a look at the RPM modeling as we go through the day. Notice that sunshine building in across the region. Now again, temperatures kind of cool this morning, but look off to the southwest of us. That warmer air you see through southern Mississippi and Alabama and Louisiana, that's going to be lifting up in our direction. Highs today in the 60s. Some spots may touch 70 tomorrow, and I think a lot of us getting 70 or better for a high on Saturday, just ahead of our next cold front. Now there's that high pressure moving through, a lot of sun today and tomorrow. Next cold front approaches on Saturday. We'll have a warm day just ahead of it, but then we gear up for a big change back to colder weather behind it. As early as Saturday afternoon, a few rain showers are a possibility, and then probably a quick hitting shot of some rain showers Sunday. Looks like we're probably warming up for just some rain with that in most of the region Sunday. But then we gear up for a potential system on Tuesday. Now this is the GFS model representation of that. That lifts up the coast. Temperatures cold enough in a good chunk of the western and central parts of the Carolinas for snow. In fact, there is the GFS snow output for that Tuesday system. And the European model snow output, fairly similar, slightly further to the northwest, but fairly similar. Now I'll show you some of the more detailed modeling on that here. All right, here's the European upper air chart, 500 millibar chart for Tuesday evening of next week. A lot of upper level energy diving into the southeastern part of the country, forming our storm system. Now, let's take a look at the surface here. First of all, that little wave of precipitation moves through Sunday. It looks like a chilly rain, but I think our temperatures in most of North Carolina just warm enough here that we're going to be looking at a chilly rain. And no wintry precip potential on Sunday. But then we go on out to Tuesday morning. This is around daybreak Tuesday. There's your low pressure forming and strengthening off the Georgia and the South Carolina coast. You look at temperatures aloft at that point in time. There's 850 millibar temperatures and the freezing line at 850 millibars down to Charlotte and even pushing down into the Sandhills. All right, so there's your precip chart for daybreak. You go 6 hours later Tuesday, and that low pressure strengthening, that's snow over northwestern South Carolina and especially western and central parts of North Carolina. 850 temperatures, chilly enough for snow. And then that system exits by Tuesday late afternoon and evening further to the northeast. And then a big blast of cold air follows that system. That will be a substantial shot of chilly air next week. All right, that's the European solution. And by the way, the previous run of the European from yesterday was very aggressive with the snow across the region. All right, so here's the GFS. This is what it looks like Tuesday night. Pretty potent piece of energy diving in. And then we'll take a look at what it looks like at the surface here. There's the low pressure Tuesday around daybreak on the 0Z run today of the GFS. 6 hours later, there it goes off to the northeast. All right, so let's look at 850 millibars. Temperature's plenty cold. In fact, even colder. Up at 5,000 feet on the GFS and what the European model was indicating. And then again, following that system, actually some on the GFS, enough upper level energy to ring out some snow showers Tuesday night in the very, very cold air following that system. And then you have that Arctic area of high pressure right overhead by Thursday morning. If you're wondering about the Canadian, all right, here's what it looks like Tuesday. It's a little bit further to the southeast and a little bit more suppressed, but still able to generate at least some snow across the region. So what is the determining factor here? Let me grab one of these upper level charts here. Kind of depends on exactly how this incoming trough sharpens as it dives into the region. That'll determine whether the low is about here or whether the low is more along the coast. And of course that will determine where the precipitation field winds up being. But really pretty good agreement that there's a chance of some more wintry precip across the region, at least in parts of the region, by Tuesday. Now let me show you a couple other charts here. Let's look. I want to show you the European operational versus the ensembles. That is the operational European for daybreak Tuesday. There's your low pressure. Kind of focus on the placement of that low. All right, so that is the operational. Here's the ensemble mean. Really, that is excellent agreement with the overall placement of that low. And then one more thing to show you. This is the spaghetti chart from 500 millibars. And this is all the way out at 144 hours. This is Tuesday evening, and all these blue lines that represents rather individual runs of the ensemble there, the European model, and the white line, that is the operational run, the kind of tannish line, I suppose. That is the ensemble mean, and so that is really very good agreement overall with the handling of that upper level feature as it moves in. So, you know, a lot can change, certainly, but there is decent potential there that somebody across the region, especially I think western North Carolina and probably central North Carolina, northwestern South Carolina, might wind up with at least a little bit of snow by Tuesday morning. Now, we'll have to see whether that low trends north or south or whatnot, but that's how it looks right now. So, yeah, winter is not over, even though spring officially begins today. We're going to have a lot of cold air and maybe a little bit of snow in some parts of the region by Tuesday morning. All right, that is it for today's edition of the video. Everybody have a wonderful day. Enjoy the warm weather over the next couple of days, and God bless.